What's up guys, it's Adam here, and today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a custom services post type with custom fields populating a page template design with GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. Let's get started. Alright, so today we're going to create a service page template that you can use and copy and duplicate each time you might add a service to a website, or also easy for your clients to do on their own in the future for adding new service pages. In today's example, I'm going to use a construction company kind of as a subject and create a service page for you on new home construction. So this is the end result of what we're going for. You got a nice header with a get started button. We've got an intro with an image, kind of a quick blurb, a few features with the blurb under each and icons. We have a gallery with 3 images just showing your work. And then simply to wrap it up, a call to action with contact info and a contact form. So we'll start from scratch getting this set up. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be using GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks as a foundation for setting this up. I am using GeneratePress Premium. However, I'm using GenerateBlocks free version, which works perfectly fine for this demo. What we're going to want to do first, once you have those plugins in place, the theme and builder, we need to add advanced custom fields and custom post type UI plugins. So let's go ahead and do that. Install plugin, activate, and then we're going to add CPTUI is kind of an abbreviation for it, custom post type UI. Install that and activate. Now what we're going to do first, because in this example we're using service pages as the custom post type, we're going to go ahead and create that custom post type first. So you're going to hover over CPT UI in your sidebar, click add edit post types, and we're going to call this services. Plural label would be services, singular would be service. Now if we scroll down past all of this fields, you can pretty much leave all of those alone as is. We are going to choose a menu icon, and now what that does is it's going to choose what you want that icon to look like here in the sidebar. So I'm going to just go ahead and choose something. Let's go with a hammer since it relates to our construction topic today. And then supports, you're going to want to go ahead and click custom fields since we're going to be using custom fields for this post type. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and add post type, and it says it's been successfully updated. So next we're going to go and create the custom fields that we're going to need for our page setup, and then we're going to jump in, create that page with those custom fields. So in your sidebar, go to custom fields, say add new. We're going to call this services fields. You can name it whatever you like. So first one, we're going to add field. This is going to be service tagline. All this will make sense once we get into building that page out. We're going to set all of these to required because we want to make sure that these are filled out completely, otherwise it's going to kind of break the layout and the design and it's not going to look as good. So we're going to add another field. This one will be service description. It is a text field, required, and then we're going to add another one. This is going to be image, so I'm going to say main image. This will be image in the field type. We'll set required, and Close that. Next is going to be feature 1 title, and that's going to reference the 3-column features with the icons that we showed in the design. This is a text field, required, close field, and with each feature title we're also going to do a feature description. So this is going to be feature 1 description. This is going to be text, required. And then now what we could do is go ahead and duplicate feature 1 title. This will be number 2. Bear with me as I kind of crank these out. So we're going to do this 3 times over. Let's close it so we can move this down. We'll go ahead and just add a field. Feature 2 description. Text required. Now we're going to go feature 3 title. Or make it required. We'll go add another feature 3 description. Make that required as well. And then next up is going to be a 3-image layout. Those 3 images that said our work. It's kind of a short little gallery. We're going to create those custom fields as well. So we're going to say work image 1. This we're going to go under content, select image. And just to help with the layout on the custom field side, we're going to go ahead and set a wrapper attribute width to 33%. This will just create a 3-column layout on the custom field just to make it easier. Don't forget to set that one to required as well. Close field. This one we can duplicate. It's going to say work image 2. Perfect. Everything we need. Close that. And work image 3. Duplicate 2. Creates it. Required 33%. Perfect. So now these are all the custom fields we're going to need to create the page. What you need to do next is come down to the bottom, and on that custom field page when we're creating this post, we're just going to hide a few of the elements on that page so it's cleaner. So we're going to hide discussion, content editor, comments, and that should be good, just to kind of clean up some of those fields for us. So go ahead in the top right and click publish. Perfect. Alright, so next we're going to go create the page design template for this service page. What we're going to do is go to Appearance, Elements. I'm going to open that in a new tab because we're going to need to refer back to those custom fields names in a moment. So we're going to add new element. This is going to be a block element. We can go ahead and name this now our service page template. Editor width, we want 100%. This element type is going to be a content template. Whenever you select that, for some reason, editor width kind of reverts back. So I do 100% and make sure it looks right as you're building this. And then what we can do is location. First off, we'll go ahead and knock this out, is we want to make sure that this template only applies to that custom post type we just created. So if you scroll down to the bottom and you see it says services, that's our custom post type. So click service. So now it's only going to apply to all service pages. And then for users, we can go ahead and click all users. Alright, so let's go ahead and start building this out. Let's create a container. Going to kind of work through some of this as we go. So top, let's go about 140, 20, 120. We're going to add a headline, and we can go ahead and center it. This is going to be an H1. The page title always should be an H1 on all your pages. And we'll go ahead and dive right into the dynamic data with the headline. So what you're going to do is scroll down to the bottom on your right hand sidebar and enable dynamic data. This is what's going to pull in those custom fields. So leave data source as current post. Content source, we're going to hit post meta. And post meta field now is going to be the name of the title, of that custom field that we're pulling in. And actually, we'll go back a second here. This, because it's the title, is actually just going to be the title of the page. The next one is where we're going to pull in the first custom field. So let's go ahead and we can duplicate this. Wow, I don't know what is. Jeez. Alright, add another headline, center it. This one we're actually going to do a paragraph because this is just going to be our tagline for the service. So here again, as we did before, enable dynamic data in the bottom right sidebar. You don't need to type anything in the box. Under current post, post meta, and if we go back to our field group, you'll see service tagline. The name is service_tagline. So that's going to be the meta field. You're going to paste that in, hit enter, and it's automatically going to apply that. We'll see in a moment what that looks like. So let's style this background so we can kind of see. Let's go like a dark gray. Let's put in a background image. I've already got some in here ready to go. And then what we could do is lower that image opacity. Let's go 0.12 or so. Let's even lighten this up. We can add a little shape, give it some style, like the example. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Height, let's just go 100 maybe. Change the color to white. And that's looking pretty decent. So next what we're going to do is add a button. Whoops. And I'm going to select it, center it. Let's say get started. Now we can go ahead and style this. I kind of like to lessen the padding on top and bottom on my buttons. And then border, we're going to go ahead and do 2 all the way around. Background, we're going to clear that out. Hover, we will do a blue. Text, we're going to do blue. Oops, it's supposed to be cleared out. Text, we're going to do blue. Hover is going to be white, so look like that. Background blue. And then border, we can set to blue on both. So now you can see the effect taking place there. And then we're going to link this to anchor link to jump at the bottom to the form. So we're going to say contact for the ID and enter setup. All right, now the title, I'm actually going to bold this. Let's go with font weight bold. And then let's change the color to blue as well. Perfect. You can go ahead and hit publish just so we can kind of save our progress along the way here. So next we're going to create a new section, container. This again is going to be 80/20, 80/20. It's kind of default I usually defer to. We're going to insert a grid. If you remember, it's image on the left, text on the right. So 2 column. We're going to go ahead and use the GenerateBlocks image block. And I'm going to give this the dynamic data, because this is where we're going to pull in our first image. So here again, current post, post meta, and we're going to go back. The main image is that first image, so go ahead and copy the name, come back over, paste it in, hit enter. Oop. Perfect. Now we are going to style this a little bit. I'm going to add a bottom border, let's say 5, bottom margin about 10, kind of give it some little style, border color blue, and then we are going to come back to the grid section here and add a horizontal gap so that there's space in between the image and the text. We can give this, say, 60 works. Alright, so on this right hand side we're going to add a headline. Now this, it's leaving just kind of a basic headline to say what we do. We can kind of bold that, make it an H2, leave it H2. Now add another headline here, switch this to a paragraph, and we're going to go back to our dynamic data. Current post is data source, content source post meta again. Now post meta field is going to be service description. So copy that name, paste it in, enter. We're all set. So now it's going to pull in that text that we enter in that custom field once we create this post type. I will go to this container and set the vertical alignment to center, just so that looks better alignment wise. Alright, so next step, we're going to add another grid, and this is going to be our 3-column feature grid section. So hit grid, 3 columns. First one, we're going to add a headline. And this, we're actually going to add that icon. If you remember, I had the check mark icon. So under icon, hit check mark. We're going to lower this a bit. Padding, right, let's do 0.35 and drop it down to 0.7. We're also going to change this to an H3 just because it's a little bit smaller, secondary to the section here. And we're also going to change the icon color to, let's just do a light gray. So now dynamic data, current post, post meta. This is going to be our first feature title. So if we go back, feature 1 title, go ahead and copy this, come back, paste, enter. You're all set. So then next we're going to add the feature 1 description. So I add another heading, paragraph, come down to the dynamic data once again. It's the theme of this video. And go grab feature 1 description. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do real quickly here is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this 3 times and copy in those other post meta according to those feature sections. I'm just duplicating. I'll delete these blank ones. So now we're going to come in here. Feature 1 title is going to be feature 2 title. X that one out. Now feature 3. Alright, so we got those set up. I'm going to come in here and add a little bit of vertical gap, which is space in between these columns. Let's do, horizontal gap, 40. And then I will come to this grid above and add a vertical gap about 80. That just pushes the next grid down a little bit. Give it some spacing. Okay, next up we're going to add another container. This one is going to be the one with the 3 columns of work images as like a gallery. So we'll do 60, 20, 60, 20. Headline, say our work. This will be an H2. Let's go ahead and bold that, make it blue. The background, I'm going to give it a real light gray color. Oops, I'm sorry. I did that on the heading. We want to do that in the container. Alright, so below that heading, we're going to go ahead and add a grid, 3 column. Here, we're going to add an image. And again, I'm going to kind of style it similar to the other image in the container settings now. Make sure that you're in container, not in the image. We're going to get 5 border bottom, give it 10 pixels, and give that border a blue color. Now, click back in the image, enable dynamic data, post meta, and this is going to be work image 1. Now what you can do is you go ahead and just remove these 2 containers, and then we're going to go ahead and duplicate and duplicate. So now we'll come back just like previous, grab the next one, work image 2, next one is going to be work image 3. Go ahead and type that in, I've memorized it by now. And then we'll do a horizontal gap of 40 again. Should work for this. Alright, let's go ahead and hit update. Alright, we're almost there. So next we're going to hit enter, add a new container once more. And this is going to be our final section. It's going to be contact information. So let's go 80, 20, 80, 20. Enter another grid here. This section actually doesn't have any custom fields associated with it, so I'm kind of just gonna quickly put this together so we can move on. Headline. Paste in some text. Going to create a couple of links here. Email. Margin. Let's hit duplicate. This one could be phone number. Also add some horizontal gap. Let's do 60. I'm going to input just a basic gravity form here, just for the demo. And let's go ahead and put centered on the vertical alignment, just to kind of make that look nice. And hit update. So if we look over our page here, we pretty much have got it set. The get started button. So as I said earlier, I would link that. So the ID was contact. So we need to click this section because this is where we want them to jump to with that button. Go all the way down to advanced, HTML anchored, and type in contact. So that'll allow the button to just jump to that section. I think that might be it. So let's go ahead and make sure to hit update. And let's go back to the dashboard, and let's create a post. So what we're going to do is go to services, add new. We're going to call this new home construction. Why is it not pulling in the custom fields? Okay, I just discovered an issue. It wasn't loading in our custom fields here as it should. So if we go back to our back into WordPress here, click on custom fields, revisit your services fields, and scroll down to location. We need to make sure post type is equal to service. Otherwise, those aren't going to show up for us. So let's go ahead and hit update. It's now updated. So let's go back to services, new home construction. And there we go. Looks a lot better. I'm going to move my face over here. All right. So as you can see, these are all those custom fields that we created earlier that correlate to that page. So I'm going to go ahead and start pasting in some content here that I've saved. So we've got service tagline, kind of insert your text, service description. And again, this is just dummy content I've written up for purposes of, what we're creating here. Choose an image for your main image. Now your 3 features, we want to fill in that info, custom floor plan, description, your featured 2 title. We're going to go that, description, featured 3 title, and paste that in. Now we have work image 1, 2, and 3, and those are those 3 column images. So we'll go ahead and select one per 1, 2, and let's go this one, number 3. And if you remember earlier when we did the wrapper attribute on the custom field for 33%, this is what it did for us. It just lined them up in one line, so it makes it a little more friendly to update. Alright, so now that we filled in all our fields, let's go ahead and hit publish. And let's check it out. Oh, doesn't look good. So this, I'll show you real quick how to fix it. This is a layout issue with GeneratePress. So what we need to do is go back to our dashboard and go create a new element. Add element, and this is going to be a layout element. So we're going to call this service page layout. So this, we want content with no sidebars, and then content we want to be full width, no padding. Display rules, we want to choose to only be on our service page. Users, all users, and let's go ahead and hit publish. So now if we come back to our page, hit refresh, much better. So as you can see, we've got new home construction. We build new homes with custom floor plan. Oh, plants. Wow, custom floor plans. Those are nice. With the get started button, and that jumps down to the bottom. Nice little contact info, phone number, email. We've got our work image. We've got our service description. And then you see custom floor plan, quality work, experience, and each of their respective blurbs under each. You got the 3 images that we've created for our work. And that's it. So you'll probably have to do some work on the template for mobile and tablet responsive issues and stacking. But for today's demo, we're just looking at the desktop and setting up those custom fields in the design so that it pulls in with GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. All right, so that's it. Appreciate you sticking with me through it and showing you how to set up the custom post type with GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. As you can see, you really can apply this to any type of custom post type. It doesn't just have to be services like we did today. It could be portfolio pages, could be, if you're on a podcast, episode pages. Definitely a lot of options there. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.